Good morning, Mr. President.
Bulit, baka mag-post ka naman ng ano, papato mo yung buhok ni Joel sa akin mamaya. Okay. Yes.
Sir, yesterday, China said that it would not heed the arbitral tribunal's order for it to explain within 6 days to defend its claim versus the Philippine position. Sir, what is its impact on the case? Is it something that would make it progress faster?
Well, siguro balikan natin nun. Nung dinidiscuss, hindi ko naging solo decision yung pagpupunta sa arbitration. Kinonsult natin ng leadership of both chambers, meaning the Senate and the House. At the time, ito Senator Enrile and of course Speaker Belmonte. At nilay natin yung premises. Isa sa issue dito talaga, parang pag narinig natin ng China, parati sinasabi yung indisputable fact of their unquestioned sovereignty. Yung point nga disputed, no? And we are questioning. So, kailangan na resolution. And yung arbitral track is one of the solutions because both of us and others have said let us conform to international law. So that is embodied in yung clause as a method, no, to settle the dispute. So at the very least, ang makukuha natin dyan, if they rule in our favor, tama yung ating mga claims, then magkakaliwanagan. Ano ba talaga ang karapatan, ulitin ko lang, sorry kung sarang plaka ng tunog ko, no? Karapatan ng bawat isang estado at ano mga tungkulin. So, itong undisputed or indisputable fact, gagawin na nga natin, ano ba talaga ang fact? No? That's the minimum. Now, para karapatan nila kung sasama sila o hindi. Inimbita natin sila na pumunta tayo dito para ma-resolve na nga natin na siguradong peaceful way of resolving the dispute. Ngayon, wala naman akong karapatan siguro magsalita sa kanila kung bakit tayo na sumama dito sa method na manigurado tayong mapayapang pagre-resolba ng issue dyan sa karagatan.
Sir, this refusal by China to participate in the legal process, do you see this as something that would pose a risk to the arbitration proceedings? Would it cast doubt on the durability of whatever ruling that it might hand down?
Napaka-speculative naman yata, Joel, nung sa pagsagot ko dyan. Pero ulitin ko lang, no? Pag nag-decision sila, liliwanagin ulit, no? Na ano ba ang karapatan ng bawat isa? Ano ba obligasyon ng bawat isa? At sila naman kung responsible and parati na sinasabi, responsible member of the international community, yung one would hope, no, that they would conform to all the treaties, covenants, and agreements that they have entered into, not just with us, no, but with so many other countries, especially yung sa UNCLOS na napakaraming signatories to UNCLOS.
Sir, with China not joining this process, do you think there's still hope that this dispute can be solved through legal processes? Can it be solved via the legal track even if China does not participate?
Di ba obvious nga yun, ano? Meron silang kine-claim, meron tayong kine-claim, merong method that both of us, in essence, when we signed UNCLOS, agreed to, dumaan tayo doon sa proseso, liliwanagin na may base ba yung claim nila o wala. In the same token, na liliwanagin, may base ba yung claim natin o wala. So, magkakaroon ng desisyon. Kanino bang claim ang tama o anong bahagi ba ng mga claim ang tama, ano bang bahagi ng claim ang hindi tama. So, lalabas yun for the entire international community. And that hopefully, no, will clarify all of the disputes and will lead to, di ba, parang clear determination na nga of the rights and obligations. Okay. And I'm not the spokesman for China, Joel.
Sir, what's the status of the reclamation in Mabini Reef? Is it ongoing?
The latest na report na natanggap natin, we are again bothered that there seems to be developments in other areas within the disputed seas, no? Amongst them, para may movement ng ships, the ships that were, well, we're not saying that they are exactly the same ships that were used in Mabini, but there seems to be similar ships at the very least in a feature called yung, anong reef, shoal? One is Gavin Reef, the other is Quateron Shoal Reef. Quateron Reef. Quateron is spelled Cuateron. That's the international name. Quateron is called, we call it Calderon. Okay. sa Cotaron and yung Gavin Reef.
Sir, are these only movements of ships or are there reclamation activities also in these two areas?
Yung pictures that I saw were just ships that can be used for reclamation. Pictures pa lang, no? Wala, unlike Mabini na talagang from nothing nagkaroon na ng biglang geographical feature.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Joel, for your one-on-one question. Next, RG Cruz, ABS-CBN.
Hi, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Sir, when you were senator, you authored two bills. One is against the presidential impoundment of funds, and another against the unlimited reappointments of appointees bypass the Commission on Appointments. So how is your current position on DAP and the appointments of Secretary Soliman, De Lima, and Paje consistent with your advocacy as senator?
Very consistent.
How?
No? She was in charge of 10 budgets. No? She was president for 9.5 years. There was either partial or full reenactment of all the budgets. And I was just talking to Secretary Bad, sigurado ba tayo, wala ba na isang beses man lang na-approve yung budget on time? And the answer is, none. No? Ano ba yung full reenactment? Ibig sabihin nun, well, even yung partial. No? Let me give you one particular instance that I remember. May budget na approved something like April. No? Baka nagkakamali ako ng konti doon sa buwan, but significantly, several months had passed of the current year bago na-approve yung budget. And the question I raised was, what happens to, di ba, reenactment, yung budget of the previous year ang gagamitin mo? Okay. So, yung budget na approved of the succeeding year, something like April already, yung January to March, pinondohan ng lumang budget. So, hindi na kailangan ng pondo do sa bagong budget, di ba, para pondohan yung first 3 months. So, ang tinanong ko ngayon, babawasan ba natin yung budget for the current year doon sa items for January to March dahil nagastusan na? Sagot sa akin, hindi. So, in effect, lumampas, parang yung buong 3 buwan na yun, naging, wala na, di ba? Nabayaran mo na lahat. Nabayaran mo na yung PS, nabayaran mo na yung MOE, nabayaran mo na lahat. Lahat nun discretionary at medyo malaki-laking amount yan. Okay. Yung pag-reenacted yung budget, yung non-recurring items, so tatanggalin mo yung sweldo nga, no? Tanggalin mo yung operating expenses, lahat nun nagiging discretionary na. So, ano pinakaiba nun sa DAP? Yung DAP, may budget in-approve on time, no? Dumating na evaluation ng January to June na may schedule. First quarter, ito gastos. Second quarter, ito gastos. Ano pa ang kaya nyong gastusin sa budget nyo in the remaining 6 months? No? At yun nga, gusto natin tigilan yung proseso na, di ba, yung parang walang urgency nung pagbibigay ng serbisyo sa taong bayan. So, pag de-declare nila, kaya pa ba niyong gawin itong kinomit nyo or hindi? Pag hindi, pupunta doon sa savings at yun ang gagawin. So, may difference. No? Yung isa, sinigurado ka agad na either yung buong budget, no, or significant portions thereof, parang pinilit na savings. Yung sa amin, sa inefficiencies sa certain departments, doon nagkakaroon ng savings at in-reallocate para yung mabilis kumilos naman, mahahatid na yung serbisyo sa taong bayan at the soonest possible time. At yung nahuhuli, no, magkaroon naman ng pagkakataon na mas malaki yung budget niya makaka-catch up in the next year. Okay. Sorry, what was the other question?
About your second bill was about the unlimited reappointments of bypassed CA members.
Okay.
So now
which was not acted upon by the Senate also.
Okay. Sir,
Okay.
yung pong sa second bill ninyo about the unlimited reappointments, now kasi you have your cabinet members, I think Secretary Soliman, Paje, and De Lima, who have been bypassed several times. So how is, and you have reappointed them. So how is that consistent with your bill as a senator against the unlimited reappointments?
Okay. Yung punto dito, may tiwala ba ako dito sa tatlong na bypass? Number 1, may tiwala ako sa kanilang tatlo. Number 2, palagay ko medyo nape-personal as opposed to yung professional na objection. Okay. Pero having said that, tingnan lang natin ano ba yung record. Siguro tinanong mo si Laila, tinanong mo, ano? I-compare na natin doon sa kanyang, parang at that time, yung record holder sa pagiging bypass, the former Secretary Raul Gonzales. Okay. Yung, I don't know if you're aware, no? Pwede ba natin masabi buo tiwala ni Ginang Arroyo sa kanyang kalihim ng katarungan? Tingnan natin yung Board of Pardons and Paroles. Under the Admin Code, kunin ko lang exact. Yung the Admin Code of 1987, which is part of the law of the land, no? Dahil ito yung well, panahon na mami yung sa revolutionary government inadopt na as part of the law of the land. Under Section 18, Chapter 6, Title 3, Book 4. No. Yung Secretary of Justice is, I think, the chair, or at least, at the very least, a member of the Board of Pardons and Parole. There was an EO executed by Mrs. Arroyo reorganizing the Board of Pardon and Parole kung saan tinanggal niya yung kanyang Secretary of Justice as a member of the Board of Pardon and Parole. Pero yung nire-appoint pa rin niya. So, tanong ko na, ako, Secretary of Justice, at pinoint out sa akin ng aking Secretary of Justice, hindi na ako kasama doon sa Board of Pardon and Parole. Tinatanong ko yata siya specifically doon sa kay Libiste na kaso. At ang sagot niya sa akin, sir, hindi na po ako membro. Sabi ko, bakit hindi ka membro? No, she is syempre my alter ego as far as legal matters are concerned. Former chair of the Commission on Human Rights would be conversant as to yung propriety of granting pardons or paroles. Tapos hindi pala siya kasama sa proseso. So dito, na-point out na yung EO effectively amended a law which cannot be done. No? Only Congress can amend the law, not an EO. But besides that, and I think I just like to stress this, si Mrs. Arroyo kept on reappointing Secretary Gonzales, and at the same time, she was diminishing the powers of the Secretary of Justice. I think there's a very significant difference between her reappointments and my reappointments. Siguro, and the other hand is we have, in effect, not really interfered with the Commission on Appointments. No? We have, di ba, parang we are cooperating with them when they ask for the cabinet secretaries to be present. We are trusting the system that will eventually, hopefully confirm all of these 3 people. But again, pag tinanong natin, bakit ba hindi na ako confirm, ang lumalabas, yung parang may specific individuals who have an axe to grind. Okay? And we're hoping that malipat na to, personalan, gawin natin professional or very professional.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, RG. Huling tanong, Raymond Dilaza, Bombo Radio.
Magandang umaga po, Mr. President.
Raymond.
Meron pong development ngayon kung saan ay nag-aalok ng 2 billion kickback return si Janet Napoles. I understand you strongly denied, rejected, and even denounced yung naunang plea bargain noon ni retired General Carlos Garcia. So with this level ng alleged corruption sa panig ni Napoles, are you open or even accepting this idea na magsauli na lamang siya and she will be given immunity?
Number 1, pagkaintindi ko, nasa news kagabi raw yata yan. Number 2, 2 abogado na supposed to be nagre-represent sa kanya ang nagkokontrahan kung ano talaga alok. No? Number 3, yung last na sinabi sa akin sa finances, o narinig ko sa finances si Ms. Napoles, nung nasa ospital ng Makati siya, inaangkin niya na wala siyang pondo, pambayad doon sa ospital. Pero ngayon meron siyang bibigay sa gobyerno. So, sa totoo lang, yung marami tayong inasikaso mga problema ng bayan, yung pabago-bagong kwento niya, salaysay, etc. Inatasan na natin yung mga investigador na alamin yung katotohanan. At hindi itong, di ba, yung mga ganyan parang nahalos na sa haka-haka lang. So, ulitin ko lang, alam ko sa finances niya, inaangkin niya, wala sa kapera-pera. Ngayon, yung mga abogado niya nagsasabi may 2 billion siyang kaisole. So, i-recover natin one way or the other yan. Bahala ang ating proseso sa katarungan para maalaman yung katotohanan at maparusahan yung kakulan.
Medyo may makulit lamang din na panawagan, Mr. President, dahil hanggang ngayon, the recent was the call of Bishop Bacani na for the sake of delicadeza, sibakin daw si Secretary Butch Abad dahil nga sa pagkakabanggit ng kanyang pangalan sa pork barrel scam.
Hindi, pag bukas binanggit ako ni Napoles, dapat ba sibakin na rin ako? Hirap naman yata nun. Yung nasa Biblia yata, di ba? He who has no sin. Siguro mas importante yung sa judgment, judge not lest you be judged. Pero hindi na ako mangangaral kay Bishop Bacani. Pero ganito lang ang punto, no? May dami sa inaccuse. Lahat tayo, under our laws, may presumption of innocence at maglabas ng preba. Yung specific na accusation kay Secretary Abad involves yung electric cooperative sa Batanes. No? And may investigation bang ginawa, I think you can go through the COA report on this, on that particular electric cooperative, no? Disbursals to it, and see if there is any proof that supports the claim that 10 million from Secretary Abad's then PDAF went to that particular cooperative. So, ang pagkaintindi ko, no such amount transpired. Both claimed by Secretary Abad, I think, checked also with the records in DBM, plus COA, plus yung, ano pangalan ng cooperative? I think it's Batanelco. Batanelco, parang ganun ang pangalan ng electric cooperative. Also, issued the denial that they ever received that amount.
Last point, Mr. President. Yesterday during the Senate hearing, Senator Jingo Estrada mentioned about this letter of Napoles to you. Kung medyo sineserto ako ngayon, baka pwede yung ibulong kung ano po yung nilalaman ng letter na yun at kung totoo ba na may sulat sa inyo si Gina Napoles.
Dated April 17, 2013. Basically, sinasabi niya inosente siya. Matinong negosante sila for the past 29 years. Inaapi sila ng NBI. Yun ang gist ito. Now, may accusations sa, for instance, na sino nagtanong actually?
Senator Jinggoy during the hearing.
Yung sa 1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth paragraph, baka dapat tanongin natin si Senator Jinggoy, no? Kasi nakalagay dito, yung fourth paragraph, and I'll just quote from the letter. No? Thereafter, Attorney Levito Baligod, lawyer of the Luy family, together with the retired General Rodolfo Diaz, demanded the amount of 38 million pesos from us through our lawyer, Attorney Freddy Villamor, in exchange for the dropping of said false charges and bad media publicity. Ewan ko lang ko, ito yung General Diaz na dating namumuno ng PSG noong panahon ni President Erap. Yeah. So baka mas may alam sa atin si Senator Jingoy. Pero bottom line, ipinasa ko na lang itong sulat na to kay Secretary Laila dahil siya nga in charge ng ating investigasyon. Dahil lahat nito basically 2 pages, self-serving. Yung puro mga... Ang wala lang yata dito yung negosyo nila sa Indonesia allegedly. Let me give you this is 1, 2, 3. This is the third paragraph on page 2. We are decent, law-abiding citizens all our lives. We are not kidnappers. We are not criminals. My family and I are legitimate businessmen. We have been engaged in the business for the past 29 years. And the main reason for our success is because of the trust and integrity attached to our good name. So, again, tapos merong in-attach na case synopsis raw. Pagkaintindi ko ito galing sa abogado nila. So, nilipat ko na lang lahat. Pinasa ko doon sa ahensya na tinas na pag-imbestigan nito.
Last, Mr. President, para magkalinawan na dahil kayo po mismo rin ay iniugnay, was there ever a chance ever in your career siguro as congressman and senator, was ever a time na naging close kayo ni Napoles?
Close kami ni Napoles.
And nagkaroon lang even deal transaction to clear the issue at hand?
Well, balik muna tayo. No? Sorry, nasagot ko na nung araw yan. Siyempre, interest niya, allegedly, di ba? Yung pag-secure ng PDAF. Nung nag-oposisyon ako, wala akong PDAF. So, wala siyang interest na maging close sa akin dahil wala sa mapapala sa akin. At kung sakali mo may PDAF ako, palagay ko may enough of a reputation ako, hindi ako lalapitan kung medyo hausaw nangyayari doon. Okay? But having said that, di ba nung umpisa nitong isyong to may pinakitang litrato na kasama ko sa litrato sa Cebu. So nagkataon na may pinuntahan akong birthday party, na bisita rin siya. Tapos pag may lumapit sa akin, pwede ko ba magpakuha ng picture? No? Pwede ko ba sabihin maski kanino? No? Hindi, ako, hindi kita kilala. Siguro, politiko ako, tumakbo ako. No? Kung ginawa ko yun, palagay ko, hindi na ako nahalal ni minsan. So, part of the risk of the job. No? So, nagpakuha ng litrato, pero yung may litrato kami magkasama, yes, close kami. Medyo sobra naman yata ang extension nun. No? At ulitin ko lang, no? Sa mga nagtatanong niya, balikan ko lang kayo. Anong pakinabang niya maging close sa akin kung ang habol niya ay maghanap buhay doon sa PDAF? No? Kaya, lagay ko lang, siyempre under process lahat yan.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you, Malacanang Press Corps. Thank you, Mr. President. Magandang umaga.